Welcome back to another episode of PyBlock. This might be an interesting one actually, because since last we left off, I have updated a bunch of mods, mostly the Pianodon mods. So actually, some recipes have been removed here. As you can see, this doesn't affect us much because we haven't gotten to these anyway, so that should be fine. But I've been told that some things have changed, and quite significantly. Like, for example, the recipe for a simple circuit board, which used to be our main copper consumer, this now costs 8 copper instead of 15. I think it was 15 at least last time. Because this has significantly changed. For example, the cost for this research center. This used to be 622 copper, which we waited for a long time. Now it's just 374, so that's great. What else might have changed? Well, I've actually taken a little bit of a look recently and figured out that seaweeds can now take twice the amounts of seaweed, making them twice as fast. So all these changes are very helpful. This is great. Would have been super great if it came like 15 episodes ago or something like that. Whoops, now I put the seaweed at the wrong place, didn't I? Oh, I wonder if this one has got a new graphics. So now we can basically walk around and add some seaweed to these factories, which should get us a whole lot of more seaweed. And I have, of course, realized that if I would have started this over, which I'm not gonna do, at least not that I planned, it would have been great to start with the wood production instead of the seaweed, because wood production seems to be so much more efficient in giving us the resources we want. And speaking of wood production, what I will do in this episode, that is after I have loaded these up with some more seaweed, is to increase our wood production. Because basically we need more fuel. That seems to be a constant factor in this game, or constant problem. Some of you might have seen people streaming C-Block, in which they mainly focus on power, which I can completely understand why, because that's something we also need to do. So I will basically try to double up on this power, or on this wood processing especially, and maybe make this part a bit nicer, because honestly this doesn't look too good. It works, but it doesn't look great. And now with the reduced copper costs, it should probably be quite easy, hopefully, to accomplish that, especially considering we really don't have an issue anymore with the copper. So that's absolutely just great. Now, of course, we do need to pick up some materials to actually build these things. Maybe even some more landfill. Unless we have all the landfill that we need. Or unless we can make it. No, we will definitely need some more. But the last one is not too important, so I guess that's fine. What is important though is inserters, naturally. So let's just add some ghost inserters here, so that we can add some real inserters later. Off by one error, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, why not? You can get twice the amount of inserters. I'm just so happy that I actually can make a whole bunch of inserters now, because these used to cost like 7.5 copper, now it's only 4.5. So that's really nice. And there we have some more copper, and the thing we miss the most for even more copper is actually, well, inserters and some fuel, which is why we are going to fix the fuel, hopefully once and for all. Meanwhile, we should maybe, while we're here, take a look at what's happening with the science. Right, we can check that here in the what is missing mod. So it still seems to be sand and quartz ore, basically. I believe the quartz ore should be... Right, the molten glass is not produced here, it's produced down there. But you can see here that we are very much out of molten glass. So that might be another thing we will try to fix for this episode. Slow wood forestry. Only 8 copper. Why not? I mean, just fire away. It does take some time to craft them, but at least we don't have to wait for any copper, so that's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's good. And 10 inserters so far, I think I want a bit more. Oh god, with so much copper, that's nice, very nice. I might actually want some more of these. Because now that the ore is definitely not a problem, I might just as well try to smelt some more out of it. Can't believe I haven't figured out that pun before. I'm very glad that I thought about it now. Or maybe I have mentioned that same pun before, I don't know. So, why is it producing 3 of them at the same time? Oh well, I'm fine with that, not complaining. Where did the music go? No music. Should hopefully be back soon. We do have a more efficient washer. So let's see. My god, this takes a long time to craft. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. And as far as I know, not too many other recipes have changed. Most things are looking the same, but if anything has stopped, then hopefully I will find it out sooner or later. Now, how are we doing with the fuel? So nice to just see some copper waiting for me there. I don't really need that one, do I? Alright, 111, this should be enough for a while. So we do need some more slow wood forestries. Oh, we're missing the stone blocks. Okay, I'm fine with that. Now let's see, what else do we need? We need the wood processing units, and I do think we might want to go for these ones. If we can get the tin in order to do so. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, I think. Well, besides the fact, of course, that we're out of fuel. So, alright, let's skip that for now. How are we doing with this? Okay, that's quite a lot. I think we can open this up again. That's great. So much resources. Okay, let's just add some of these steam-powered ones then. 8 inserters. We do need a few more. Yeah, something like that. And then we're gonna need some belts. That's probably in order to get us up and running as quickly as possible. We can just plug these in so that I can gather up some wood, because this is the most time consuming process of growing wood. And it appears that we also need some pipes. While we're here, we can get some sand as well. Yeah, we definitely don't have an issue with seaweed, that's for sure. Doubling the amount of seaweed definitely helped here. Oh wow, even a crafting speed of more than 1, so we are actually getting them faster than 25 seconds now. Like 22.5 or something, I don't know. Great, either way. This is great. So let's see, where are we at? What are we crafting right now? We are crafting wood processing units. So let's go around here and add some of these. Actually, I do have plenty of normal belts, pipes. I don't need to use the underground pipes at this moment. So add some inserters, that's it. No belts yet. Guess that's fine. We do want to move the processing units a bit further up, so that we can more easily fill them up. Can move around some inserters here. Okay, let's just do like that. Actually, I do want to move the processing units a bit, so to put them maybe a bit further down, actually. And here we go, we have some landfill. Or at least we can make some landfill. So the reasoning behind this new wood processing unit placement is that now I can make all the wood farms output to them, and essentially I can make the whole process a bit nicer simply by giving it more space, because I believe that we do have quite a lot of space that we can use if we just make landfill out of all the sand that we have. So space isn't really the issue here. And surprisingly, copper isn't really the issue either at this point. I'm not sure what is the issue. Probably my confusion and the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing. And just, of course, just the sheer complexity of this mod pack. I mean, come on. That's insane. Kudos to everyone who has actually played this mod pack and finished it. I can't imagine the amount of hours that you've spent on this, but hopefully I will be one of you soon. Well, for some values of soon, naturally. So let's go get some more copper. Shouldn't be too hard. Here we go. Yes, I know that you don't have any fuel. I'm working on it. I think only 25. Well, it should be okay, I guess, for a while. At least to get something started here. Should hopefully allow us to get some more logs automatically. They are already filling up here, that's great. Now they just need to be taken out, moved, processed, and turned into coal. And then I am considering if I want to have one of the... Oh, do we have enough? Do we have enough? We do not have enough power poles. We need more. Always need more. Well, as I was saying, I am considering if I want to have one of these. One of the actual electric destructive distillation columns, or if I just want to have one of those smaller steam powered ones for the processing of the wood. I'm thinking, especially now that we have reduced copper costs everywhere, that I actually want to have one of the more expensive ones. So let's get some more coke to these, to the furnaces for our copper. Because even though we have plenty of copper ore, we need it processed. Just raw copper ore isn't good enough for me. I'm sorry, I have my little requirements like that. And we just need a bit of wood, which we should be able to steal from this crude distillation column, so that we can make some electric poles. And using the electric poles, we should be able to fire up our inserters for the new wood processing. And since we have plenty of resources and it doesn't seem like the poles fit exactly where I would want them to, it's okay if we make some extra ones. And here we can use some landfill so that we can fit in our last wood processing unit. Apparently we should give them a recipe as well. There we go, everything set up. We just need a bunch of more belts. Don't think we need any more inserters for this part, but we definitely will for the other part. And it seems like we have quite a bit of resources right now, so let's just make it. Make it until we break it. Or however that goes again. Right, you also seem to want some steam. I think we should be able to fix that. Did I make a... No, I did not make an underground pipe. Okay, let's make a few underground pipes. We have quite a bit of regular pipes, so that shouldn't be a problem. Got more belts, so now we can definitely put out those belts. There we go. Automation, isn't that great? Besides the fact that we still haven't made any progress so far in this episode of the new Energy generation research. We definitely want to see that happening at some point. But first, the fuel. Fuel is definitely important, I would say. Great! Now we have 3 wood processing units working here. So let's see if I can find a distillation column. Just need a bit more copper, that's fine. 37, not too expensive. Well, any amount of copper isn't really expensive at this point. It's more the fuel I'm worried about. So I guess we will just... getting quite a lot of wood there already. Why didn't I start with fixing wood? With just farming lots of wood? I'm stupid like that. Great, I think this should be enough. Yes, it is for sure. So there we can make a destructive distillation column. Awesome. Now, the logistics might be a bit of an issue actually. It's very hard to walk and search for something at the same time apparently. So, or remove the search query rather. So we do want to place this one down for sure, and we might actually just do that around here somewhere, because there is some free open space here right now. I'm pretty sure I will change my mind about this later on, because that does tend to happen here. So there might be some logistics issues here, because I do want this fuel that I'm producing way over here to actually go up to all the furnaces that we have at the top of our base. And right, this one also produces coal gas and tar, of course. So let's see how we can deal with that. I think we have a coal gas pipe here. That's good. And I think that we have a tar pipe here as well. That's great. So let's just hook us in here. No shame. It will not look too great at the moment, but most importantly it will work, and secondly most importantly I have definitely made worse. And third of all, it can for sure be refactored later. It's probably just a matter of time, hopefully. So there's the coal gas. Here's the tar. And oh yeah, it's all connected. Now we just need to remove the resources that we are getting. Good thing about bigger machines is that they can take more inserters. So I think 4 inserters should be enough. Now the question is then, do we want to process it even further? Do we want to process anything of this into coke? And if so, how would we do that? I think the answer to this question is, considering that this gives 10 coal and 30 tar, and I believe this gives way more. Yes, definitely way more. Also definitely more iron. Not that we need that, but yeah. So I think we want to process half of it actually. So we will be needing a splitter, and for that we will just be needing a bit more copper. Okay, this is worrying. Why are we not getting anything here? Okay, we are getting some things, but It's probably the other machine that is taking up most of the tar that we need. The good thing about this one though is that it uses up some of the tailings, which I think we are wiping by now. We're just using some kind of clarifier or sinkhole. Sinkhole is what it's called in this mod. So this is going a bit slow, so I will disable. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with disabling the tin ore and aluminum at this point, because it seems like we have gotten like 800 already of this tin ore. So maybe this will cause the tar pipe to fill up a bit again. Yeah, it's already going much faster. Okay, nice. Did I get enough copper? That's the question. I think I will need a bit more. So let's go to the belt. There we go, a splitter. Okay, there's no need to wait for this, but I definitely want. I am still not too happy with this, with the amount of copper that I have, but hopefully it will be fixed once the fuel is fixed and once the copper ore gets produced now again. Oh my god, so much wood, so much wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Excellent question, always wondered that. And I believe a lot of you are saying the answer right now. Wait, this is not right. This is using a pipe to ground here. And here we have a belt. So okay then, let's make that an underground belt. There we go, much better. Okay, the inserters are not inserting anything, mostly because we aren't taking anything out. But now we are. So how to split this mess? Can I make another one of these here? I can. I will probably regret that choice. Can I make it here maybe? Yeah, I think I can make it here. But I don't have the power for it now, or the copper for it now, do I? Nope. So let's wait with that and just start by pulling up our belt. And I think this already should show a significant improvement to the amounts of coal that we have. So that's great. Now I'm wondering if maybe we should add another splitter here. I think we should. Because this can then go up, 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 and beyond. Basically up to the other resource processing and the fish. Let's not forget about the fish. So, a little water break. While we wait for the belts to craft. Perfect. So there we go, it's connected. It certainly doesn't look great, but it works. And the coal is incoming. But we will need more coal. Let's see what the bottleneck is. I'm assuming kind of that we might need more of these destructive distillation machines. Or more inserters? No, one inserter should be able to handle this, shouldn't it? Yeah. Actually, we might need more inserters to take stuff in here. To insert the wood into this machine. Yep, that seems to be needed. Alright, we're out of copper temporarily at the moment, at least in our inventory. We probably have quite a bit waiting for us up there. How's this thing going? I don't see any progress at all on the energy generation. Is it really taking that long? I don't get it. Actually, now I maybe get it. We need more inserters to deal with the stuff. That seems to be the problem, actually. Although the inserters... Yeah, 2 inserters can handle it, but 1 is not enough. And the problem is that we only had 1 active inserter here taking all the sand. That's definitely not enough. And speaking of sand, I think we can make some more landfill. So let's go check out the copper smelting. Yeah, this is what I like seeing. That's a nice little queue. Now, of course, all the copper is actually going into these special furnaces that are not outputting on the belt. But I'm fine with that. Copper isn't actually the issue for the science anyway at this point. It actually seems to be carbon dioxide for this thing. And oh right, we changed this. Carbon dioxide is now produced by biomass, which is produced by something that is compostable. So for example, let's put in some meat here and let's see what happens. I think we will get free. Yeah, we get free biomass for 1 meat. And this might not sound like a lot, but considering the amount of meat we have stored in a chest up near the fish, I'd say this is a pretty good deal actually. But even with that, carbon dioxide isn't actually our problem. Our problem is the glassware. Which we almost have enough of at this point. And we are getting small amounts of molten glass very slowly into this thing. Into the glassware or glassworks to produce the glass that we need for the science. But it's definitely not going fast. This looks quite good, I would say. We are getting a lot of... Maybe with this change we want to switch the carbon dioxide recipe back to the coke. That's a good question. Very good question. And it seems like we might need even more of these wooden processing units. God. Let's see, do I have enough for another distillation column now? I do. I very much do. Oh, I even have some copper left over. That's great. This is just great. So let's put this one here, right next to the other one. Now let's not use that recipe, we want to process coal here. And in order for us to do that, we need a splitter, don't we? Yes, we need a splitter. This is what happens when you place a splitter on a place where you didn't originally plan to place it. But that's okay. Here we go. Look at that. 52 copper already. That's great. That's great. Now, yeah, this is even greater. 290 copper waiting to be taken out of this machine. Our inserters can basically not keep up. So let's add another inserter. I guess that's a seems like a reasonable solution, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I think too. So let's get back there after a while and see if the inserters can handle it. If we remember. So here we have the new machine to give us some coke. And let's let's see. Now the problem is of course that it's also giving us some of the iron oxide. This we do not want. Not on this belt. So in order to fix this, I think we can add a couple of filters on the splitters. Splitters are really great that way. And then we can split this basically. Then we can even do something like that. So we have coal on one side of the belt, iron oxide on the other. Doesn't feel optimal, but let's see if or when it becomes a bottleneck. And then let us take the coal in, and we need to take the coal gas out, connect some pipes, output the tar, actually using a tar output for both the machines here now because it just happened to be placed in a very nice position, so I figured why not use it. Would be a shame to not take the opportunity of that. It appears we do need to craft some electric poles again. And there we go, although we do need a few more inserters. Now we have all the inserters that we need. The tar is taken out. This should give us quite a bit of increase in production of the copper ore and the iron ore actually. So now we just need a few belts so that we can connect this coke output to a good place. Now let's see, the logistics here are quite a bit of a mess, so I'm not sure how to best connect this, but let's pass it between some pipes. Yeah, why not? And then we just need to produce those belts. So let's go grab some copper again. Should be quite a bit of that here now. 57, I like that. Enough to produce 114 times 2 belt, that's 228 belts if we would like that. We probably want that amount of belts sooner or later, but it's gonna take some time to craft those belts, of course. But while I'm not crafting anything else, I might just as well craft a couple of extra belts. There we go. Now let's take a look at how this looks. I think we are starting to use up the logs that we have cached. I think that we are definitely producing a lot more coal and coke at this point. And I think that things seem to be going a lot smoother here now. There's a lot more fuel passing by, and even this extra belt here that returns the coke to the producer is quite busy. So I think we can add an extra splitter here, because you can basically never have too much splitters. And then we can do some logistics magic. And again, we should get copper on... No, not copper. We should get coke on one side of the belt and coal on the other. And it seems to be working just fine. Except for the fact that this belt is full of coal on the other side of it. So I have basically changed which side the coal was on and which side the coke was on. But that's alright. So then we might actually want another of these high pressure furnaces. Only costs us 34.5 copper, that's not at all much. Now I'm kind of starting to wonder what I should do with all this copper. But hopefully we should find some usage for it at some point. It's funny how things can change from being a problem at some point and then suddenly you have way too much of it. But considering this mod pack and the sheer amount of side products that we have here, I'm guessing that this is gonna happen quite a bit of number of times in this series. There seems to be some recipes here that I don't remember, maybe because I haven't played in a while or because they are quite new. No, I think, yeah, maybe I have actually seen all of them. So we want 2 coke to become 80 carbon dioxide. This helps because then we don't need to make sure that this composter is full all the time. And later on we definitely want this composter to process something else once we have that research ready. We still seem to be doing horribly low. I mean, what's happening with all this glassware? What's going on here? Now I'm starting to be a bit suspicious. 79.7. Is it stopped? It appears that we need more quartz ore. So why do we need more quartz ore? Is it because we have so much sand now? So they are actually inserting to this molten glass producer. So I'm wondering what's the problem? Why is the molten glass not reaching the machine, or reaching it very, 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 very slowly? I know for sure that we need, like, I think it's 200 molten glass per process for the glassware. So that's like 6 times 20, that's 120 quartz ore. And 120 quartz ore, that means this recipe 6 times. No, 60 times. And that means 600 sand. And I don't know about you, but 600 sand, that's like quite a lot. So this is definitely an issue. We have better washers now, don't we? We do, and they're also not too expensive. Crafting speed 1, crafting speed 0.5, so their crafting speed is twice the amount. That's very good, I would say. Then the question is kind of if we can have enough soil for that. Do we have any better soil extractors? We do. They need a bit of tin, but that's okay, we have plenty of tin. And these have a crafting speed of 0.6, doesn't sound too good, but compared to 0.3 it does sound quite good actually. So I think we should upgrade these. Although again, the problem is, of course, well, the problem is not with the inserters, the problem is with the automated screeners. We need more automated screeners. This is just horrible. So I guess that's our next focus now, that the fuel and... yeah, the fuel is definitely solved. I mean, look at this, it's even queuing. We have so much fuel right now. Let's take a look at the number of ores in this machine. Oh, it's still increasing, or at least we still have quite a lot of it. It's increasing, but very, very slowly at this point, it seems. Yeah, it's reaching 366 now. So if we could squeeze in just one more inserter, that would be good, but there's basically no space for that. Which of course is not so good. Well, we could make space for that if we would refactor things here, like the belts could, the pipes could go differently, and we could use underground pipes just straight forward instead of directly going sideways and so on. So there are a number of improvements we can do here, but I don't think this is what we should focus on at this point. I mean, any number of copper that we get and any number of resources that we get here is very good, so I'm fine with that. Having a bit of an OCD, I of course want to have exactly 100 copper plates. Don't want to stop at 99. Let's take a look at the fish processing up here. And of course now I got 199 copper plates. Well, we have plenty of bones, we have plenty of skin, we have plenty of meat. I'll actually just take 200 meat and process that. There we go, now we have 200 copper plates. That's nice. Remember the days when we barely had 50 or 20? When 20 copper plates was like a lot? Yeah. Those were the days. Or maybe rather, those were days. Either way, I think we can stop using one of these. Oh no, I'm taking more. Oh well. That's what happens. Now I have 214 copper plates. I guess we'll just have to live with that. So let's see what we can do about the screeners. Is there any way to make them faster? Do we have better screeners? We do not. Also seems like we need to pick up some more seaweed. Do we have anything else that can help us? No, I don't think so. In order to make glass, we just need to have screeners. So much seaweed. So much seaweed. That's not gonna be a problem for quite a while. Unless I suddenly find something that requires a lot of seaweed. Let's make some more landfill. Landfill. Can almost never have enough landfill. This base is starting to look pretty weird to me. Yeah, later on we will probably be refactoring this quite a bit. It appears that our wood processing units are actually using up all the wood or all the logs. So that's both good and bad. It's good because it means we don't have to build more to deal with it. It's bad because when it runs out, maybe we will have some more issues with it. Let's just wait and see, I guess. Anyway, we do need quite a bit more sand, or rather more processing of it. I'm thinking that I should try to fill some of these areas up with quartz ore instead of sand, because we need 10 sand to make 2 quartz ore, so that's reducing the belts by a factor of 5. And that's good. That's very good. Of course, sand can be used for other things as well, but right now we need quartz ore maybe mainly. So let's just make a lot of screeners, and then let's try to increase the upgrade our washers and soil extractors basically. Now let's see where we should put these. Maybe I actually want to change some belts around. Let's leave a bit of space. So here we can have 4 screeners maybe. And then we have 1 belt going up to the molten gas producer. That seems like an idea, doesn't it? Oh, so many side products required for these belts. I might look into automation of small parts, because those are quite... Actually, that shouldn't be too hard. Because I realized that I do have a bit of a bus. I wouldn't call it main bus, but like a small belt with both. Oh, something has happened. We have used some of our copper. Nice. At least I have a belt with both iron and copper on it, so that's good. Because that means that we can take a little splitter out of it, and then we can place a bunch of machines on it, and then we can actually automate production of small parts. Doesn't sound too bad. I think it's time to put the assembling machine in our quick bar. Also think it's time to produce some more cables, but apparently I can't do that. So small parts requires copper plate, iron stick, iron gear wheel and bolts, and this is quite a bit of a process. I mean, just for this small thing, this is like 5 assembling machines. And right, iron stick. And now here comes the logistics part about this problem. Like, how are you just gonna... We need an iron stick. And we need a gear wheel. And we need bolts. And the thing is with bolts is that I believe they in turn require a bunch of other things. Let's see, bolts. Yeah, they require iron sticks. So great. How is... Maybe like this? Will this help? Sticks, bolts, gear wheel. I think this will help. Then we have the gear wheel. Now we just need the inserters for all of this and the power. So luckily most of this just costs iron. And if there's something we have a lot of, it's iron. Yeah, this will actually work. Doesn't look too shabby. Now let's go get us some of those power poles. We need wood. We do need a bit of wood. And most of the wood we are getting, we are just turning it into coal. So that means we have to wait a little bit for the wood. Not too long, so there's that. Let's make a bit of small poles. And then let's grab some more wood. There we go. And it appears we need some more seaweed again in order to produce inserters. So let's just take all the seaweed more or less. I mean, even these things are full now. They have like 300 seaweed stored in them. Because this little destructive distillation column can't process all of it that quickly. Mostly because we need more inserters here, it seems. So let's fix that. Maybe now you will be able to deal with it. Yeah, now you will be able to deal with more of it at least. But now the problem will probably be that the plate, the belt is too slow. Or that we need more destructive distillation columns, but either way, our main source of fuel and tar and everything we need is wood anyway, so that's good. I'm gonna need a bunch more of these inserters. And I do want a bit of a restriction on this, on the chest for the small parts, so that we don't produce small parts of everything. Might even want a splitter here at some point. We will see about that, because the amount of copper that we are getting per second is not that good, even though we have like a very steady stream of copper ore, and especially considering that this machine is basically full of copper ore. I'm just taking some out to process it manually. I do wonder a bit what the stack size is for small parts, but I guess we will figure that out. Either way, I think if it's 100, 200 or 500, I can live with having 1,000 small parts here in these chests. That's fine. Nothing to worry about there. Now, where were we? Right. Glass. We do need glass. And in order to get glass, we do need sand, and in order to process the sand, we do need automated screener. So let's have like, yeah, 2 inserters seems to be enough per screener. Seems like the poles don't have enough range to cover the size of this screener. That's quite interesting. Oh, even quartz have different colors when taken out of this machine. That's cool. And let's add some more screeners. Can we do that? Yeah, one more screener. And then we will probably change some belts around actually. Or let's do that now, because there's not really any reason for the screeners to, or for all of the sand to go up here anymore, when we have more screeners down here. So we basically change the direction of the belt, going down here to where most of the screeners are. And then of course our new screeners and inserters over here needs to have some power for some reason. Not sure why, but I have a feeling that they might be a bit happier if they have that. So here we go. Now we should be getting some more quartz ore, but of course quartz ore doesn't help if we don't use it anywhere. So we need to finish this belt, and we need to this should be good, shouldn't it? Not nice, but it works. So then we can have... Oh, this is gonna look so great. See? Doesn't that look super great? Yeah, no, I'm not too proud of it either. But hopefully it should help with getting some more molten glass, because we do seem to need a bit of molten glass. Now let's take a look at this soil extractor and the washers. That's 55 for a soil extractor in terms of copper, and a washer is 13. We do need a bit more stone bricks though. Where is stone bricks? Here is stone bricks. Quite a lot of stone bricks. That's good. 500 stone bricks. Yeah, I like this. Oh, so much stone. Maybe it's time to make some more landfill as well. Always time for more landfill. There we go. So let's go grab some more copper. I think we should have enough for at least one set of these. No? Maybe not. So how are we doing here with this? Oh, okay. Small parts at least have a stack size more than 100. But it's really good that we have some here now. Let's take them. I have a feeling they might come in handy. So let's take a look at how are we doing with this glass. I mean, are we even producing anything of it? Or is it just standing completely still? It has moved a bit. Last when we checked it was around 80. Now it's 125. Oh, I see. I see. Of course, we are cashing up on the empty petri dish. What should we do about all those? I mean, come on. So, probably most of the molten glass is going in there, and I hope that stack size is not too big. I think what we can do about this is to sort of, yeah, just disable this for now. I mean, we will notice eventually when we are missing these, although it probably won't happen for quite a while. They are used in the process of basic substrates, and basic substrate is not our main problem right now. Even though we can maybe, since it's just a stack size of 100, let's increase it to 200. Should be fine. So I really hope that this should give us some more molten glass by now. Come on, can we see anything here happening? 148. It's not a lot, I want more. I need more. This is slow. Okay, let's go back and improve the soil extractors and washers. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that, yeah, I do want to have a bit of a splitter here so that we don't eat up all of our precious copper. It's not as precious as it used to be, but it's still quite useful, and actually we can disable some of our furnaces so that we are processing. Well, we can have one furnace, maybe that saves it up. But this gets so much copper, or we need to handle this a bit. Well, actually we could do something here. If we just use an underground pipe for this steam that is required for this, what's the machine called again? Steam powered quenching tower. Then we should be able to fit more inserters, and more inserters means, whoops, that was an important power pole. More inserters means that we can take out much more of the copper much faster. So now those inserters are no longer the issue. I guess the issue now might actually even be the furnaces up here. Is 4 furnaces enough? Well, 1 inserter per furnace is at least not enough. So let's extend this belt a bit and copy our little neat design here for the furnaces. Fix the holes in the design. Actually make some furnaces. And make some inserters. I think next thing I want to automate is the circuits, for sure. Now it seems like this should be enough. I can already tell that automating those small parts definitely helped. My god. See how easy it is to just make a transport belt now? Almost too easy. And there we go. More inserters added. And more furnaces added. More everything added. How much tar do we have? 5.4k. So it seems like it is actually more than we can handle, sort of. So we might want to have another quenching tower soon. But first, soil extractors and things. Soil extractors. Still so many machines that I have no clue about what they are doing. There's a soil extractor. Where do we find a washer? There we find a washer, and I'm actually missing iron? What? How did that happen? Well, missing is a strong word, I guess, but there we go. There we have some iron, like 1k. Should be enough for a while. So there we go, another washer. So this upgrading a soil extractor and upgrading a washer should give us twice the amount of sand. Now it seems like we have a bit of an issue with inserters here. So now this soil extractor is improved. So let's improve the washers. That's one washer, that's another washer. Now we may need more screeners. Alright. I guess we have no choice. And I see that time has been ticking away, as it tends to do. But it feels like we have made some progress, and yay! We're actually making progress on energy generation. That will definitely be useful. I didn't see that we actually made progress on that one until now. So that's great. So let's just check on how much copper we are having. Yeah, I think we do want to have more of these tar producers now, actually. More of the tar consumers, rather. So it's been a while since we took a look at our production statistics, and it seems like copper ore has actually been going down a bit recently. That's weird, but okay. But I mean, oh my god, if you look at the last 10 hours or even more than that, then we can see that it's definitely been improving. So that's great. Is there anything that's gotten like super worse? What's this seaweed? Okay, that has actually been going down recently for the past 1 hour, but that's actually surprising. But yeah, that's mainly because the machines are blocked. They have too much seaweed, so yeah, that tends to happen. To do automate research, I believe we've done that. To do more wood, I believe we've done that. So let's add another to do. To do, use more tar. Somewhere around there. Now, how are we doing with the railways? Is that like super far away? Actually not. Well, if we think about it in terms of time, it might be, because we aren't getting that much science per minute. We probably should check on that. So in the last hour we've done it once. That's not too great, but should hopefully be increasing. So I mean, 6 science packs per hour, that's not acceptable. But with the new setup for glass and quartz, I think this should be... See? Told you. We are making progress. So that's great. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe.